right, guys. So if you remember, we just finished talking about building America in the process of creating a budget, as well as the difference between a need and a want. Today, we're going to be talking about taxes and fees. So, today, some of the needs of the poor are paid for by the government through taxes and fees. So, for immigrants back in this time that didn't have enough money to feed their family, this was when a lot of government services came into place to be able to help those people. And so that is one place where some of our taxes go. It says if your monthly income were reduced to cover taxes and fees, would your family still be able to afford all of its needs and wants? So, for the average family, they usually don't miss too much in taxes and fees, but those can be collected by our government to help those that are in need, to pay for government jobs and services. Even here in our local city, it pays for teachers, police officers, firemen, parks, roads, many different community items like that. So, the role of the government in our economy. The role that the government plays is to collect taxes to pay for direct services such as education, law enforcement, postal workers. They also regulate and control large businesses to make sure they don't get too much power like a monopoly. Um, they direct assistance to those who cannot care for themselves. So, whether someone's disabled or very old or they're just needy, they're able to assist those. And then they balance public spending. They make sure that we don't spend more than what we have available. All right, there's a pretty cool little video here that talks about taxes that you can click on if you have a Brain Pop account. So, we're going to read an article about taxes and the different types of taxes. So while we're reading, I want you to think about why we have taxes, what are income taxes, sales tax, property tax, and social security taxes. And you should have a little notes page where you're going to be able to type in your answers. All right, so here's our article. Why do we need taxes? Taxes pay for all sort of government jobs and services. Federal taxes help pay for national things like the president, the Congress, federal judges, and the military. State taxes pay for roads and the governor. County and city taxes help pay for schools, fire trucks, and the police. Without taxes, the government couldn't run and the country would be in chaos. So there are three levels of taxes. Taxes that go to our national governments called federal taxes, taxes that go to our state, in this case Louisiana, and then local taxes that go to our parish or our city, which would be Bossier Parish tax collections. All right, so they each have different roles. The federal government takes that money for national causes like to pay the president, the Congress, federal judges that help determine if things are legal, if someone is guilty, things like that, and the military, which is very important. We need to be able to pay our military members as well as have advanced technology and weapons, things that the military may need. State taxes are going to go to pay for our road system, our governor, and a few other different things. Now, our city taxes are what you are going to see the most. This is going to be for schools, teachers, fire trucks, firemen, police officers. Without having tax money to pay all these people, we wouldn't have an organized way of doing things. In our country, our city, our state would be in complete chaos. All right, so there are different types of taxes. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is income taxes. It says income taxes are a percentage of the money someone makes on their job. So, for example, every time you get paid, an amount of money is going to automatically be taken out of your paycheck that can go to the federal government, to the state government, and to the local government. Okay, it says that federal rates can be anywhere from 0% to 39.6%. So, in different countries, they can be very high, and in some countries, they don't collect any tax. State rates usually go from 0 to 13.3%. It says in some states, people can pay over 52% of their income in income taxes alone. Now, that's something you can think about. if that would be fair not to pay more than half of your paycheck in taxes. I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't be happy with that high of a tax rate. All right, then there are property taxes. So if you own property like a house or just land, then you have to pay property taxes. Even if you've already completely paid for your home or land, you still have to pay your yearly taxes. This goes to your city, and it's a percentage of the current value of your house. So if you own a $300,000 house and the property tax is 3%, then each year you're going to have to pay the government $9,000 in taxes. Usually that's split up over the course of a year, so you don't have to pay it all at one time. Then there are sales tax. Now, this you are probably the most familiar with. Anytime you buy something, you pay a little bit extra, and that is your sales tax. It's placed on all retail sales. Sometimes food and clothing can be exempt from sales tax, but here in Louisiana, we still pay it. Every time you buy something at a store and they add on the tax at the end, that's the sales tax. Sales tax varies depending on where you live from 1% to 10%. Here in Louisiana, we have a tax rate of 9%. So for every dollar you spend, you're going to be giving another 9 cents to the government. All right, and then the last tax we're going to talk about is Social Security tax. This is what comes out of a person's paycheck, like income taxes, but what's different is it goes into a fund for people who are old enough to retire. And so once you become that age and you have put your money into the Social Security fund, then you can then draw your retirement at that age and get a check when you are too old to work. All right, so I want you to go ahead and fill in your notes page. So why do we have taxes? To pay for all sorts of government jobs and services. Your income taxes are going to be a percentage of the money you make that goes to the federal, state, and local government. Your sales tax is going to be an extra tax on all retail items, what you buy at the store. Property tax, a tax on the property, land, and home that you own. And your Social Security tax, a tax that goes into a fund for elderly people to draw a retirement. Okay, so once you have updated your notes, I have attached an exit ticket for you to complete. There are 6 multiple choice questions, and then also this claim. Is it good for society or government to use taxes to provide services to the poor? Do you agree with that? Do you agree that some of your money should be collected to help those in need? Or do you believe that your money shouldn't go to those in need, that you should be able to keep your money? That's something to think about. And what services would your family need based on your industrial budget? Okay, so your tax money goes to pay for services that you need, like protection from the military, using the police department, to get an education from teachers, things like that. So think about those services that you can get that are paid for by government funding, your tax dollars. All right, so go ahead and finish your exit ticket and then tune in tomorrow for another lesson.